What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas. And before I give you some of the highlights, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button below. It's pouring down raining by me, so hopefully you guys don't hear the rain. I have a decent mic, so I think it's canceling it out. But as for some of the highlights, we have more details on fall 2023 Air Jordan releases, a lot of new mock-ups, as well as release dates. Now, we have a ton more from Jordan Brand. I mean, a lot. I think maybe 80% of this video is Jordan Brand. However, Nike has a few things, and easily the highlight from them is that the Kobe 8 Protro and the Kobe 4 Protro will release in 2023. Aside from Nike, we got one thing from ADIDAS, and now without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. Starting off with some ADIDAS news, we have a first look at what was originally called the Yeezy 500, but potentially the name could change to just ADIDAS 500. As you guys know, Kanye West and ADIDAS have parted ways, and ADIDAS has made statements that they are going to continue to release the shoes without the Yeezy name. Now, with these photos, what you can't see is the insoles. Now, the insoles on this pair would originally have Yeezy branding, but unfortunately, we can't confirm that with these images. For some reason, they just weren't included. Now, there's another ADIDAS Yeezy Boost 350 V2 that's set to release in 2023. I've been hearing rumors that in January they could release, and they won't be known as ADIDAS Yeezy Boost 350 V2, and they're going to drop the Yeezy name altogether. It's not 100% confirmed if it's going to be known as the ADIDAS Boost 350 V2, and currently there isn't 100% confirmation, so we're kind of going off rumors right now. But like I mentioned, ADIDAS has stated they fully intend on releasing the models without his name. Also, there's some rumors going around that ADIDAS is stuck with over $530 million worth of Yeezys. Now, they plan on still releasing them to minimize the potential losses. I guess the good part of this, for ADIDAS that is, most of the branding is just placed on the insoles, so you could just swap those out. Now, for the SPLY 350 branding on the side, I don't know who owns that trademark, but I assume that it's ADIDAS. As soon as I have more information about what upcoming new ADIDAS shoe without the Yeezy name is coming out, I'll make sure to update you in a following video. Moving on to Nike, and we have released details for the Nike LeBron 7 Florida A&M. Now, images recently leaked. We saw the official photos, then we saw another set of images, and for this pair, they're currently scheduled to release on January 7th via the Sneakers app, and the retail price will be $200. New images popped up of the CLOT Nike Cortez that will release during spring 2023. Now, there's a total of 3 colorways dropping, and that includes Black Varsity Maze Black. The second comes in Black, White, Black, and the third comes in White, Game Royal, and University Red. So what we're looking at is the black and white pair, and the overall look reminds me a lot of a duck boot. It has this split-like design on the sides. It starts out in the OG black on white Cortez theme, and then it flips to white and black on the upper. They'll also feature CLOT branding throughout and comes housed in special packaging. So no specific release date for the 3, but they're expected to debut spring 2023, and the retail price will be $150. Part of Nike Skateboarding's Orange Label series, we have a look at the upcoming Nike SB Dunk Low known as Gray Gum. The official colorway is Wolf Gray, White, Wolf Gray, Gum Light Brown, Pure Platinum, and Safety Orange. Going over the pair, it features mostly gray across the upper, while white lands on the swoosh and midsole. Orange lands on the label on the inside of the tongue, the swoosh on the tongue, and then we have a gum rubber outsole. No release date for this pair, expected to debut in 2023, and the retail price will be $110. A shoe that was once for Roger Federer, the Nike Zoom Vapor Tour AJ3 will return in 2023. Now, this is a cross collab between Nike and Jordan Brand, and one of the upcoming colorways is known as True Blue. However, the shade of blue isn't actually True Blue, it's Racer Blue. Aside from that shade, the overall color blocking does resemble that of the True Blue 3s. They feature white leather on the upper, we have elephant print around the toe and heel, and then Racer Blue lands on the eyelets, liner, heel clip, and Nike Air branding on the heel. Currently, the pair is scheduled to release on April 17th, and the retail price will be $180. On Christmas Day, Nike Basketball unveiled Ja Morant's first signature shoe, the Nike Ja 1. Now, I've been seeing a lot of feedback on the shoe. Quite a bit of people are not fans of them, and one of the comments that really stuck out to me is that this pair reminds them of an SB. And I was thinking that same thing when I initially saw it, but overall, I think it's a solid shoe. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from the press release. I'm also going to go over the colorways that are currently scheduled to debut. And we only have a look at one colorway. Now, the reason why I'm not sharing the other images that are going around, you've probably been seeing them on Instagram, is because of copyright reasons. So a lot of photographers do not like it when you don't actually pay to use their photos, even if you give them credit. And that's their right, it's their photos, but I don't want to get caught up in all that. Especially when it comes to the NBA photographers, I don't want this video to get taken down. But let's read from the press release. As the biggest champion of the sport, Nike Basketball is excited to introduce the newest star to its signature roster, Ja Morant. Morant is Nike Basketball's first Gen Z signature athlete. His bold, fearless style of play represents the evolution of the game and ignites a spark in modern basketball culture. Morant sets an example for Gen Z athletes everywhere as a leader who creates the future of the sport through his creativity, authenticity, and style. Morant's signature logo is inspired by his dynamic precision and determined approach to the game. On a side note, his logo does remind me a lot of Kobe's logo, just flipped upside down, but that's not really a bad thing if they took inspiration from it. I mean, Kobe was a legend, and his logo is pretty dope as well. But getting back to the press release, the logo features a stylized JA sitting above a chevron, which represents both a directional nod to the verticality, speed, and sharpness of Morant's game and his ability to rise above all obstacles. When Morant was overlooked and under-recruited in college, his motto, "Beneath no one," fueled his workouts that helped develop him into a player that is defining the future of basketball. On Christmas Day 2022, Morant will debut his first signature shoe, the Nike Ja 1. It's constructed to keep players in control, maximize hang time, and reduce landing force through lockdown benefits. More details on the shoe will be announced in early 2023. So, as for the colorways, the first one up is known as Day 1. I believe this is the colorway that they officially unveiled. The description and the photo obviously matches up, so I do believe it's the Day 1. And they feature a Cobalt Bliss, Citron Tint, Hot Punch, Medium Soft Pink, and Diffused Blue colorway. Now, we don't have a specific release date for this colorway, but they drop during April 2023, and the retail price will be $110. So going forward, all of the Nike Ja 1s will cost you $110 each. Next up, we have a pair that comes dressed in Phantom, Action Green, Action Grape, White, Laser Orange, and University Blue. This pair is scheduled to release on April 27th, 2023. What looks to be the first grade school exclusive pair, although not confirmed, this Ja 1 comes dressed in a white, sundial, Cobalt Bliss, and Blue Lightning colorway. Currently scheduled to release on May 1st. Another Ja 1 dropping in May, it comes dressed in Game Royal, Black, University Red, Photo Blue, Bright Crimson, and Vivid Orange. Releasing May 26th. The next two we have to talk about, they don't have specific release dates. They are expected to launch sometime in spring. The first comes in Rapid Teal, Black, White, University Red, and Monarch. The second features an Anthracite, Metallic Silver, Cobalt Bliss, and Hot Punch colorway. I'm sure we'll get more images of different colorways coming very soon, as well as additional details, but for now, let me know your thoughts on Ja Morant's first signature shoe down in the comment section below. Months back, I leaked that the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Penny PE would release. At the time, it was just a mock-up, but now we have official photos, which of course gives us a better look. Now, one difference from the mock-up and what's releasing is the eye stay. So on the eye stay, it was created in suede. However, Nike decided to switch things up and they'll actually feature leather, tumble leather to be exact. Other than that, this pair is really nice. It features a white Foamposite shell. We have black on the eye stay, tongue, laces, heel, and the midfoot carbon fiber shank plate. It also comes with blue detailing that outlines the branding and covers the insoles. Finishing the look, we have a translucent outsole, black in the midfoot, and Penny's 1 cent logo. Now, as for the release details, they're expected to debut in February around All-Star Weekend, and the retail price will be $240. I know foams have dipped off quite a bit, but it seems that Nike Sportswear is making a strong push to bring them back in 2023, especially some nice colorways. For example, we have this one, which I'm a huge fan of. Then we have the metallic red pair that will be returning once again. I'm not too excited about that colorway just because I believe I own it. I'm not positive, but this one's nice. Finally, we have some new upcoming Kobe news for you guys, and the first is that the Nike Kobe 4 Protro will return in 2023. Now, the image you're looking at is just a grayed out photo. We don't actually know what this colorway will look like, but the specific colorway is white, black, metallic gold, and bright emerald. I'm going to try to see if I can get an image of this shoe. However, I think they're keeping it under wraps currently. So once I get a first look, I'll make sure to update you guys, or if one pops up online, that of course will be talked about in the next video. But as for a release date, we don't have a specific one. They are expected to debut during summer, and the retail price will be $180. This news kind of went viral on Twitter when I posted it, and that's the Nike Kobe 8 Protro in triple white will release fall 2023. Now, it's the Kobe 7 and the Kobe 8 are two of my favorite models. I'm actually a fan of a lot of Kobe models. The 6 is very dope as well. But in my collection, I think I have more Kobe 8s than others. So this news was great to hear. And now, one of the upcoming colorways will come dressed in a triple white theme. Also, the images you're looking at is not the 2023 release. It's actually a sample known as Last Chapter. So when this shoe does come out, more than likely it won't look like this. I mean, it'll come in a triple white theme, but it could lack any of the metallic silver detailing. Now, some other great news is that this shoe will actually release in full family sizing. Currently, some of the past Kobe drops have only dropped in adult sizing or adult in grade school, but this will also be available for the little kids. So that coincides with Vanessa Bryant and wanting her husband's shoes to be worn by everybody. Now, I hope they release other Kobe 8 Protros in full family sizing, because I would pick my kids up a few pairs, but I don't know about the triple white. I feel they'll get them dirty pretty quick. But as for the release date, we don't have one. Fall 2023 is when they're expected to drop, and no retail price as of yet. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Are you happy to see the Nike Kobe 8 Protro as well as the Nike Kobe 4 Protro release next year? We finally have release details for the Undefeated Air Jordan 37. Now, they actually already released on Undefeated's website, and currently at the time of recording this, you can still get pretty much any size you want. However, if you don't want to purchase from Undefeated for some reason and rather purchase from the Sneakers app, they're going to drop on December 29th, and the retail price is $200. Not a bad pair. They obviously borrowed the color theme of their Air Jordan 4 collaboration, but the way things are going, more than likely you'll be able to grab these on sale. We got another Air Jordan 37 that is going to release next year. This time it's in low top form, known as Team Red. This pair features a Team Red, Cell, University Red, and Muslin colorway. This shoe is a women's release. As for the size range, if they'll be available in extended women's sizing, that's currently unknown. They should be, because it's a basketball shoe, the current signature model as well, and they're currently scheduled to release on March 8th. The retail price will be $175. The last Air Jordan 37 to talk about in this video takes its inspiration from the Air Jordan 7 Bordeaux. And in my opinion, this is one of the nicer Air Jordan 37 colorways. There was also the hair colorway. That was really nice. I'm not sure how many hoopers actually watch this channel. I know a lot of sneakerheads do, but if you play basketball, let me know if you played in the Air Jordan 37. I've heard some great things. And if you want to grab this colorway, they're currently scheduled to release on January 5th, and the retail price will be $185. In the last few videos, I've gone over the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Year of the Rabbit, so I'm not going to talk about them too much in this one, but I did want to share with you the official photos that recently came out, and that's just due to the fact it gives us a super detailed look. It gives us some close-ups as well, and for those that don't know, they are limited to 5,000 pairs, each individually numbered on the inside of the tongue. Now, as for the release details, we don't have any as of yet. They're expected to debut in spring, so potentially January or February at the latest, and no retail price as of yet. Speaking of official images, we have official photos of the Air Jordan 9 Olive Concord, also being called Light Olive. Now, the pair does resemble that of the 1994 OG. However, we do have some added detailing. For example, we have the Concord and Aquatone hits, which appears to be taken from the Air Jordan 8 Aqua. So as you know, next year celebrates the 30th anniversary of the Air Jordan 8, and although not confirmed, maybe that's just a nod to the shoe. I'm just trying to think why they wouldn't just bring back the OG colorway instead of adding Concord and Aqua. It's not a bad shoe. If I can pick them up on sale, I definitely will. Kind of nice for winter, and they're set to release on January 7th. The retail price will be $200. I believe it was in the last video, it might have been the one prior to that, I spoke on the Air Jordan 7 Olive. Originally they were being called Black Olive, I believe. Now at that time we had a release date, however the sneakers app confirmed the release date, which is January 7th, so I just wanted to update you on that. And the retail price will be $200. This is another pair that I see a lot of mixed opinions on. Some people like them, some people don't. I think the color blocking is nice. I just feel that the Nike Air branding on the heel is kind of out of place. But again, that's just my opinion. Let me know yours down below, and if you plan on grabbing them. This is a shoe that I spoke about in that massive Air Jordan 2023 release dates video that I did, I believe in October. And finally, we have a first look. So at that time, we had a Photoshop, but as you can see, the Photoshop and what's releasing matches up. So this is a Grade School exclusive and features a black, barely grape, and rush fuchsia colorway. As you can see, black runs across most of the base, constructed with nubuck, and also has grape contrast stitching throughout. Other highlights includes purple accents on the midsole and a black rubber outsole. So like I mentioned, a Grade School exclusive, dropping January 24th, and the retail price will be $150. Detailed photos of the upcoming Air Jordan 1 High OG Skyline popped up. In the previous images I showcased, they were a little bit dark. I don't know if it was just the lighting in the photo, if it was a filter put on it, but I feel that these images represent the shoe better. Now, some people aren't fans of the materials being used on the overlays. I personally don't mind it. And as you can see in these photos, they also feature a mismatched theme and gradient uppers. If you didn't know, the shoes are actually inspired by Nike's promotional card from 1985. Some call it MJ's True Rookie card. Obviously, they don't go for the same prices as his Fleer Rookie. But if you're into cards, like a PSA 10 goes for quite a bit of money. But back to the shoes, they will release on March 18th for $180. They will also release in men's sizing and come with special packaging. More photos popped up of the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Doernbecher, which will debut in 2023. As you may remember, Nike and Doernbecher officially unveiled the Doernbecher Freestyle 18 collection. One of the models is the Air Jordan 1 Low OG, which is designed by REIMAGINED. I believe that's how you pronounce it. If I messed it up, I do apologize. But she was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, and this pair comes dressed in a gorge green, quart purple, white, barely volt, and cell color combination. Now there's a bunch of phrases throughout that connect to her life, and I'm going to read a little bit from Nike and Doernbecher's press release about this specific pair, so you get an idea of what's to come. The phrase, brand new day, is a reminder that there's always something to look forward to, while the ombre laces represent a sunrise. Riddy's eternally positive mindset has already helped her tackle some big goals, like earning a black belt in Taekwondo. This shoe also features inspirational words throughout. We have daisies by the hill, as well as constructed with various materials. For this pair, as well as the rest of the collection, we don't have a specific release date, expected to debut in spring, and the retail price is said to be $100. However, it's kind of hard to believe that since this is an Air Jordan 1 Low OG, and it's a special release, it's a collaboration, so I wouldn't be surprised if the retail price was actually anywhere between $140 and $160. But hey, if they're $100, I definitely will take that. And let me know your thoughts on this pair down in the comment section below. We have a first look at one of the colorways of the Union LA Air Jordan 1 KO Low collaboration. Now, not only does this give us a first look at the collab, but it also lets us know what's to come of the Air Jordan 1 KO Low. Just how the model looks, stuff like that. And for this specific pair, it features a white cell university gold and neutral gray colorway. There's also a second pair that will drop in cell, muslin, and neutral gray. Now, the overall look is very, very simple. We have white across the upper, gray hits the swoosh. It also comes with the Union LA little labels that land right by the swoosh. and exposed stitching. Now, one thing that stood out for me on this shoe is that it actually comes with interchangeable swoosh logos. Now, from the images, it doesn't look Velcroed on, however, I could be wrong on that. It actually looks stitched, and the pair also comes with unique packaging. Overall, I like the model. I'm just not a fan of this colorway. It looks really plain to me, especially for a Union LA collab. But that's just my opinion. Like always, let me know yours down below. And the release date is currently scheduled for January 27th. The retail price will be $150. A couple new images popped up of the Air Jordan 3 Lucky Green. This will actually release in women's sizing. I know a lot of people are let down by that, including myself, which I really like the pair. I could still wear them because I fit a 10.5. And it doesn't look like they're going to drop an extended women's sizing, so I believe 10.5 will be the cutoff. Also, a question that I was getting asked is the Jumpman on the Hill, will it be green? And actually it's going to be gray, well, at least from the images that I saw circulating. Other than that, they have a white leather upper, elephant print wraps the toe and heel, cell covers the liner and the midsole, and then we have gray on the outsole, green detailing, and red on the Jumpman located on the tongue. Currently scheduled to release on April 6th, the retail price is $200. Jordan Brand officially unveiled their Spring 2023 collection. Now, all of these shoes we've gone over multiple times. However, I'm including it for a couple of reasons. One is that we have some decent looks at some upcoming shoes. And two, I know people in the comment section will ask me why I didn't cover it. So I'm just going to go over every shoe, give you the release date, and a few pairs I may talk about a little bit more than others, just for the simple fact that a few of these we've gone over more times than the others. First up, we got the Air Jordan 9 Light Olive. I just went over this shoe probably maybe 5 minutes ago, but they dropped January 7th. The retail price will be $200. Next up we have is the Air Jordan 1 High OG True Blue. This pair is inspired by the Air Jordan 3 True Blue and will release on January 14th. The retail price will be $180. Next, we have the Air Jordan 5 Dunk on Mars. Initially, they were being called Mars for Her. This is a women's exclusive release and is inspired by Spike Lee's Mars Blackmon character in the planet Mars. Honestly, they look a lot like the Raging Bull 5s. We've talked about this before. Not a bad shoe, and they're also scheduled to release on January 14th for $200. We have another women's exclusive. This is the Air Jordan 2 Craft in Cell, Desert, Sunset Haze, Muslin, and Light Steel Gray. They're releasing a lot of Air Jordan 2s in 2023. This is one pair that's not on the top of my list. You might like it, and they're currently scheduled to release on January 26th for $185. We saw official photos of the Air Jordan 2 Lucky Green. However, it was featured in Jordan Brand's Spring 2023 lineup. It comes dressed in a white, lucky green, cell, and light steel gray colorway. Now, in my opinion, this shoe is really nice. Essentially, it's the Chicago home pair, but instead of red, we have green. Currently scheduled to release on February 3rd, the retail price will be $175. Now, on the initial showcasing on the Sneakers app, we got a first look at the Air Jordan 4 Seafoam, aka Oil Green. And then a couple days ago, when Jordan Brand officially unveiled the collection on their website, they gave us a few additional images of the shoe, and in my opinion, this is very nice. It's unfortunate that it's a women's exclusive release. Definitely could have dropped them in unisex sizing. They could have even dropped them in women's specific and men's specific like they're going to do with the Air Jordan 2 Chicago. And they will release on February 9th. The retail price will be $200. This shoe, I've stated a few times, it's grown on me a lot. It's the Air Jordan 4 SC Craft Photon Dust. It features a Photon Dust and Pale Vanilla colorway, and they will release on February 11th. The retail price will be $210. One of a handful of releases coming in 2023 that I'm really looking forward to is the Air Jordan 1 High 85 in black and white. Now, initially, this pair was expected to drop in grade school and men's sizing. However, it actually looks like they're going to be available in full family sizing. Some images of, I believe, preschool sizing circulated about a few weeks ago. It even comes in the OG packaging like the OG ones did. I thought that was really cool. And they are currently scheduled to release on February 15th, All-Star Weekend, and the retail price will be $200. Now, a lot of people are still upset that the retail price has gone up for the ones. The $200 retail price is for the Air Jordan 1 High 85, and some collaborations will also cost that as well, but the Air Jordan 1 High OG will cost you $180 unless it's a collab. The next pair that recently leaked is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Reverse Laney, also just being called Laney. This is a women's exclusive that will debut in extended women's sizing. They feature a Game Royal Varsity Maze Cell Black and Fire Red colorway. I did talk about this in the previous video, but the interesting part about the shoe is that it also features a Laney to UNC to Chicago color theme. You have Laney on the base, the red on the tongue is for Chicago, and the UNC insoles are for UNC. So, scheduled to release on February 17th, which is Michael Jordan's birthday, and the retail price is $180. Now, these images make me want these shoes even more. It's the Air Jordan 13 Playoffs. This pair will release in full family sizing, and they'll drop on February 18th. The retail price is $210. Also, on a side note, these are also nicknamed All-Star. I'm not sure why the whole playoff nickname got attached to it more. He did wear them in the playoffs, but initially it was really known as the All-Stars. I wasn't a huge fan of this pair at first, but they've really grown on me. It's the Air Jordan 1 High OG White Cement, also inspired by the Air Jordan 3 White Cement that is celebrating its 35th anniversary. Featuring a tech gray, muslin, black and white colorway, they drop on February 25th, and the retail price is $180. I know we got some Air Jordan 14 fans in here, including myself, and we have a look at the Air Jordan 14 Low Women's Metallic Silver, and we've already gone over this shoe in a previous video, but if you missed that, they drop on March 3rd, and the retail price will be $180. Next on the list is the Air Jordan 5 UNC, which of course is inspired by the University of North Carolina. They come just in a university blue, black and white colorway. They drop on March 4th, and the retail price is $225. This is a shoe that I've seen some negative feedback on just due to the fact that they have age detailing, but for me, I'm super excited for the return. It's the Air Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined. Now, these photos from Jordan Brand makes me want them even more, just like the playoffs. And as you can see, they look really close to OG form. Now, they're currently scheduled to release on March 11th, and the retail price is $210. The Air Jordan 5 Aqua is also part of the collection, and originally, they were going to release on January 21st. However, the release date has been delayed, and now they're going to drop on April 8th. The retail price will be $200. The last pair to talk about also received a release date change, and it's the Air Jordan 6 Cool Gray. Initially, they were going to debut on February 4th, but now they're going to release on April 19th. The retail price will be $200. Also, don't be surprised if some of these release dates get moved around. As you know, that has been very common over the last several years. We have new images of the Air Jordan 1 High OG Spider-Verse, and these are probably our best look yet. I believe the trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse recently was put out, and if you look at that trailer, you're going to notice a lot of the inspiration behind the shoe. Now, although the detailing and everything looks on point compared to the trailer, one thing even with these images I still don't see is any type of Spider-Man branding. I think it could be on the insoles, maybe the inside of the tongue, or even the packaging itself, but this is definitely a collaboration between the two. Also, the university red, black and white color theme that is inspired by Miles Morales' Spider-Man suit, but then the geometrical shapes, that's all taken from the trailer, as well as the different colors. And they also feature various materials. So we have leather, patent leather, suede, and nubuck. The pair is currently scheduled to release on May 20th, which is right before the release of the film in theaters, which is June 2nd, and the retail price will be $200. They'll also be available in full family sizing. We now have a first look at the Air Jordan 1 High OG Vibrations of Naija. Now, the specific inspiration is unknown. Somebody did leave a comment on one of the previous videos, and I can't find that comment. They explained what the inspiration could be. So if that individual is watching this video, if you got a second, leave it down in the comments section below so I can write it down this time. Now, I did put out a Photoshop, and it was only that, just something to look at. It wasn't accurate. However, one thing I will say is that the simplistic theme is the same. Now, what stands out is the use of textile materials that land on the swoosh and collars. Other than that, we have Cell across the upper, Pel Vanilla on the laces, Wings logo, liner, inside of the tongue, and outsole. Currently scheduled to release on May 27th, the retail price will be $180. Also, this pair will release exclusively in men's sizing and come with special packaging. We have another first look. This time it's on the Air Jordan 2 Low Look Up in the Air. Inspiration for the shoe comes from the poster that was initially produced in 1987, which reads Look Up in the Air. It featured Michael Jordan soaring through the air, of course. And this shoe features a Summit White, Varsity Red, Ice Blue, Iced Lilac, Muslin, and Light Steel Gray colorway. Utilizing a leather upper, we have purple on the piping that gradients to blue, and then blue lands on the liner and a section of the outsole. More purple is seen on the top of the tongue, outlining the Wings logo on the tongue, and then we have Cell on the midsole. What wraps the heel almost looks like it's a milky translucent hue. I don't think that's the case, and mostly gray fills in the rest of the outsole. The insoles will also read Look Up in the Air and feature a Skyline-like backdrop. So this is a women's exclusive release, and they drop on June 22nd. The retail price will be $150. Alright, so the biggest part of this video, and maybe the most hyped, is we got to go over more fall 2023 Air Jordan releases. Now, for the sake of this video, I may cover some releases that have already been talked about. I will go over them briefly, I'll give you all the details. However, the majority of these shoes is new information. Now, I'm not going in order as far as release dates go. I'm going to go in order from what I see as maybe the least liked to the most liked in this video. Of course, I could be wrong on this, it's just my opinion. And the first pair is the Air Jordan 5 Low Chutney. Now, this is a Photoshop, we don't actually know how it's going to look, and they're going to be available exclusively in women's sizing. The inspiration from the shoe comes from the Chutney Air Jordan 13, that's an OG colorway that also retroed, and the colorway is Chutney in black. As for the release date, September 21st is when they're expected to drop, and the retail price will be $180. I know a lot of people aren't fans of the Air Jordan 11 Low IE, especially when it just comes to comparing it to the overall Air Jordan 11, but it depends on the colorway. Some do a lot better than others, and one of those colorways that are coming out, and I'll let you be the judge of it, is a pair that comes dressed in black and white. So what you're looking at is a Photoshop. What releases more than likely will look different, and they're currently scheduled to debut on September 22nd. The retail price will be $185. The craft series from Jordan Brand continues to grow, and another Air Jordan 2 Low will be part of the craft series, known as Black Vanilla. The reason for the nickname is due to the color description, which comes dressed in a black and pale vanilla colorway. This is another mock-up, so what actually releases more than likely will look different, and they will release on August 4th. The retail price will be $150. We have the Air Jordan 1 High OG Reverse Laney releasing during the early part of 2023, but what's coming out later on in the year is the Air Jordan 1 KO Laney. Again, this is a mock-up, so what releases more than likely will look different, although not confirmed, and the pair will feature a True Blue, Topaz Gold, and Cell colorway. Scheduled to release on September 30th, the retail price will be $150. The Air Jordan 1 Low OG Atmosphere Gray will debut in September. The pair features a Cell, Black, and Atmosphere Gray colorway. So again, what you're looking at is a mock-up. It's not accurate, and they're scheduled to release on September 8th. The retail price will be $140. Another Photoshop, this is the Air Jordan 12 Brilliant Orange. The inspiration for this pair is said to be from the WNBA. This is just a mock-up, and it'll feature a black, brilliant orange, and white colorway. As you may expect it, this is a women's exclusive release that will release on July 13th for $200. In August, we have a women's exclusive Air Jordan 2 dropping, known as Soft Pink. The pair will feature a Summit White, Gym Red, Medium Soft Pink, and Muslin colorway. Now, what you're looking at is a mock-up. What actually releases more than likely will look different. However, if they do drop like this, these would be very, very nice in my opinion. Basically the Chicago color blocking, and they're currently scheduled to release on August 31st. The retail price will be $175. Now this will actually be pretty close to what's releasing. It's the Air Jordan 13 Wolf Gray, and it comes just in a white, true red, and wolf gray colorway. So the inspiration for this shoe is the neutral gray Air Jordan 13 that launched back in 2005. For the 2023 release, they're going to swap out University Blue for true red. This pair is currently scheduled to release on July 1st for $210. We got some details on the upcoming Air Jordan 6 Craft Celestial Gold. The pair features a white and celestial gold colorway. Since it's part of the Craft series, it'll feature various materials. What you're looking at is a mock-up, so what releases more than likely will look different. And this pair actually releases on my birthday, July 15th, and the retail price will be $200. Another Photoshop, however, if this pair releases just like this, 100% pickup for me. It's the Air Jordan 2 Low UNC. Now the pair features a white university blue and cement gray colorway. Back in '87, I believe, Michael Jordan was playing in an alumni game, and he was actually seen wearing a player exclusive version of what could release. So if they drop, it would make sense why, although that's not 100% confirmed. All we know is that there is a colorway releasing in white university blue and cement gray, and they'll drop on July 22nd. The retail price will be $150. After releasing the UNC to Chicago Air Jordan 1 in 2020, Jordan Brand will release the Air Jordan 1 Low OG UNC to Chicago in 2023. Again, this is a women's exclusive release. The actual blocking may look different. However, the inspiration is inspired by the UNC to Chicago theme. Releasing on July 26th, the retail price will be $140. There seems like there's quite a bit of hype for this shoe. It's the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Black Toe. Again, this is a mock-up. However, from my sources, I was told that this is how they're going to look. And they're going to release on July 28th. The retail price will be $140. Also part of this collection, which we've gone over in several videos, is the Air Jordan 5 Deep Burgundy. So as you know, they're going to return, and they are currently scheduled to release on September 9th for $210. No new information on this shoe, and two additional shoes that I'm going to speak about. This pair I definitely slept on when they first came out. I'm a huge fan of this colorway, and it's the Air Jordan 7 Chambray. Originally released in 2006, the pair will return on August 5th, 2023 for $200. Also, I forgot to mention the Air Jordan 5 Burgundy, originally released in 2006 as well. Another shoe I'm really excited about is the Air Jordan 8 Playoffs. So they're finally going to return. Again, we've talked about this shoe several times in this video, so nothing really new as far as release details. They're still scheduled to release on September 2nd, and the retail price will be $200. Also known as Lakers, the Air Jordan 12 Filled Purple will debut in July. Again, what you're looking at is another mock-up. However, the pair is expected to feature Flu Game Air Jordan 12 color blocking. That isn't 100% locked in though. And to be specific, the pair features a black, filled purple, and taxi colorway. Currently scheduled to release on July 29th, the retail price will be $200. Celebrating the 35th anniversary of the Air Jordan 3, we have the Air Jordan 2 Black Cement. So basically, the shoe is going to take the color theme of the Air Jordan 3 Black Cement and place it onto the Air Jordan 2. So what you're looking at is another mock-up, so some changes may take place, and they're going to drop on September 23rd. The retail price will be $175. Here's another pair that I'm really excited about. I know there's quite a few in this video, but it's the Air Jordan 1 High OG University Blue. Again, this is another Photoshop. However, the color blocking for this pair is confirmed. So what you're looking at will be what's releasing. So the pair will feature a university blue, black and white colorway, and they will debut on July 8th. The retail price will be $180. Another shoe that will fuse two pairs together is the Air Jordan 4 Red Cement. Now, first things first, this is another Photoshop. What releases could look different. Now, the pair will feature a white, fire red, black, and neutral gray colorway. And what they're doing with this shoe is they're taking the white cement Air Jordan 4 and fusing it with the fire red Air Jordan 3, which could have potential. I'm not a huge fan of this mock-up. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the color placement, but the overall theme could look really, really nice. So currently scheduled to release on August 12th. The retail price will be $210. Now, there's other shoes in this video I would have put in front of these two, but the reason why I'm saving it for last is because details just leaked of these two, and the other pairs that I would rate above these two, we already had information, so it's not new, but I kind of wanted to clump it all together. This pair is known as the Air Jordan 1 High OG Praline, And the inspiration for the shoe comes from Luxury Handbags. Now, this is a women's exclusive release. Currently, it isn't known if they'll be available in extended women's sizing. And again, this is a mock-up. However, this is an accurate representation of what's releasing. So I've seen quite a few people excited about this pair. They come dressed in a praline, white and cell colorway. Constructed with leather, we have praline on the overlays, white on the base, cell on the collar, wings, and midsole. Finishing the look is a praline rubber outsole. Currently scheduled to release on September 13th. The retail price will be $180. The last shoe I'm going to talk about, part of the fall 2023 Air Jordan collection, is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Palomino. The pair will feature a black metallic gold Palomino in cell colorway. Again, another mock-up, but what you're looking at is an accurate representation of what's releasing. Constructed with suede across the upper, it'll have black on the base, around the toe, laces, eye stay, and collar. Then we have Palomino, a shade of brown, which lands on the overlays, swoosh, toe, and the outsole. Other details includes metallic gold on the branding and a cell midsole. Currently scheduled to debut on September 16th, the retail price will be $180. Now, I've seen a lot of people also excited about this pair, and the only thing that may draw some people back from it is the suede upper. Personally, I don't mind it, but again, I would like to see a first look to give my true judgment. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button below. I talked about a lot of shoes in this video, so let me know what you're most looking forward to in 2023. For me, it's the Kobe 8 Protro, maybe the Kobe 4 Protro. A lot from Jordan brand, like there's a lot, so I don't even know if I should list them all here. I'm pretty sure you could tell when I was speaking about them which shoes I was really excited about. Also, there's a possibility, a strong possibility, I'll drop a second video this week. It'll be on the January 2023 Air Jordan release dates. I know I talked about dropping a video last week, a second one that is, and I didn't do it just because some information I've been waiting on hasn't came through yet, but I fully intend on doing a special shock drop video for you guys when I get this information. Again, thanks for watching, stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.